Yellow guys, weird setup today. Decided to opt for Pokemon, especially in light of the recent news of Clash Royale receiving the removal of elite wildcards, trading tokens, and so on and so forth, and the implementation of level 16, which is honestly just a wild flashback, and it reminds me of when level 15 was implemented. Thing is, I don't know how to get the bottom screen here into perspective, so you guys just get the top half of my DS screen. No idea how this is gonna work, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Yeah, I've been planning to just shove random games at the side of my screen while I yap away about random topics for a while now, because to be honest, Clash Royale, even though it is at its peak, there has always been times where I felt like the game is lacking in a sort of way where I can predict what is going to happen every single match. Like, I will play Pigs, I will play Drill, I will play this and that, and every time I play Drill there will be some matchmaking thing going on with Supercell where they just shove me against 10 other Lava Loon players, and then when I play Pigs they'll shove me against 50 Mega Knight players, and it's just a repetitive process, and the implementation of level 16 is gonna rehaul the whole system. Books are gone. I'm pretty sure they're removing elite wildcards as well, which is, you know, questionable to say the least, because level 15 wasn't that widely accepted. But enough of that. I'm not gonna rant too long about Clash Royale. This is a Nuzlocke, as you can see, because deaths, restarts. Yeah, this will be a different game that I will be playing for a while. Yeah, I chose Snivy. But anyways, I'll just talk about Pokemon today, since it is the first episode of this wild Nuzlocke. I've always been a fan of Pokemon, especially if you've seen my ZA rant video where I talked about how maybe the quality and the effort of Pokemon games have maybe fallen very slightly. You know, like, I enjoyed Scarlet and Violet, don't get me wrong. Like, the glitches I just found funny. You won't be able to see my moves, but you can see when my Pokemon do the moves, so you know, it's gonna be a bit questionable, but you know, don't really know how to fix it. So anyways, yeah, so Pokemon quality has fallen a bit, but I've always enjoyed Pokemon. Like, I've never let these quality issues or, you know, complaints falter my opinion on Pokemon. The thing is, though, the more recent pricing of these games has become a bit problematic for me to deal with, especially when they are charging upwards of $100 for Switch 2 games and upwards of $80 for Switch games. Like, okay, maybe Switch games have always been around that 69 to 79 range, but with the introduction of the Switch 2 bringing prices up to the $100 mark, maybe wasn't the best idea for Pokemon. I don't have the BGM on right now, but if you guys want to see the BGM for the game be turned on, you know, I can turn it on instead of the classical coffee shop music that I just shove into every one of my videos. You know, yeah, but I hope this will be a fun experience, a fun, different experience, especially since I've always wanted to play Black. Yes, I have not played Black before. I was always a Platinum fan, but I always heard very good things about Pokemon Black and White, especially them maybe being some of the best games to ever come out on the DS. Now, in terms of Pokemon in general, my favorite Pokemon is Garchomp. Now yes, you might be saying, ooh, you're just another regular pseudo-legendary fan. I get it, Garchomp's a pseudo-legendary. I don't like its shiny in its base form. I love its shiny when it's in its mega form. Mega Garchomp is such a nice shade of pink that I can appreciate, and I will like die on a hill to beg for Pokemon to change Garchomp's normal color to a lighter pink, or the pink that they have in the game, right? And with the introduction of Legend ZA, I'm pretty sure they're giving Garchomp a new Mega in the DLC, which is very fun. I would like to see the design of Mega Garchomp, especially behind the paywall. You know, I don't have Legend ZA though, because, as I said before, I'm still contemplating whether it is worth my $100 to buy Legend ZA. As I said, I am a fan of Pokemon, but there are certain ways you got to be responsible with your money. I don't quite know how this is gonna work. Is it gonna show up that screen? Okay, yeah, it does. So my Snivy has Overgrow. Is that all it's gonna show? Yeah, don't know what a Timid Nature does. Does it show the stats? It has a higher speed and a lowered attack. That's just great. If I figure out how to, you know, shuffle my bottom screen to the top, I will. If you guys want to see the bottom screen, you can leave a comment or something. I don't really mind. If you want, I will figure out a way, but for now it's just gonna have to be the top part, and the bottom part's mostly just like cut off anyway. So yeah, my opinion on Pokemon is, in general, Gen 4 is my favorite generation in terms of, you know, the Pokemon that came out of it, especially since Palkia is my favorite legendary Pokemon and Garchomp is my favorite Pokemon overall, which are both from Gen 4. In terms of Pokemon, right, I used to be a very avid Pokemon fan. Used to know the names of basically all the Pokemon that came before. Well, I knew all of them from Sun and Moon as well. What was another one? I think starting from Sword and Shield is where I started to fall off within the knowledge of my knowledge of Pokemon in general, because I didn't buy Sword and Shield until 5 years after its release, because of just me not owning a Switch until quite recently, you know, owning a Switch was never really a priority for me because I never really saw the free time within, you know, just buying a Switch. I never had free time, and when you don't have free time, there's not really a incentive to purchase things that you will not use. Right, so as I was saying, I actually have only ever won one other Nuzlocke in my time of playing Pokemon, and that was a Platinum Nuzlocke. Yes, as I said, Platinum was my favorite game. Yes, Platinum was my first Nuzlocke win, and my only Nuzlocke win. I will name my Snivy. Yeah, so decided to name my little snake Boo, after Margin Boo. Yeah, but to be honest, there will be a lot of cuts in this, in the gameplay, because it will be dry at times and I will be lost a lot of times. You're just gonna have to trust me. I will show every major battle, or when certain Pokemon dies, or when we get encounters that we catch. But yeah, it's just a matter of time before we complete this merry run. To be honest, I haven't been into comp for Pokemon for a long time. I used to play comp maybe 3 years ago. Really broadened my horizons on everything in general. But yeah, I'll probably end the video after this very merry encounter, because I don't know if you know this, but I don't like sitting down for long periods of time, because it's more tiring than when I'm doing exercise. Which I know sounds dumb, but it's just how it's always been. But yeah, you know, hope we can all have fun here. And no Clash Royale content for a while, until I figure out if I truly want to go back to that very questionable game at the moment. Like, it really outweighs the cons outweigh the pros, for me at least at the moment. Like, it's just not equitable for me to sustain, if you know what I mean. It's very questionable, to say the least, in terms of gameplay and enjoyability. Yapping streams, not streams, yapping videos will still be here, in the sense of just random topics, to be honest. Like, I know I'll name it like other things, and I'm stuttering like crazy. To be honest, I don't really see a future for the next few months in Clash. I'm open to other ideas as well. Like, I'm not just restricting myself to Pokemon at the moment. Like, there will be times where I will want to indulge in different games. There's a merry first encounter. But oh, he didn't want to get in the ball, so I don't think I'm gonna be streaming this game because, as I said, I just can't sit down for a long time. But yeah, tomorrow's video might be an outdoor video. You gotta be joking me. Boo, I only get one encounter per route, and you just killed the only encounter for this route. Well, it is what it is, I guess. What do you want to talk about? Wow, new feature, phone calls. So fun, ain't it? Yeah, I'm sorry, this is so dry at the moment. Like, I shouldn't have kept this video limited to one topic. The wind is picking up and it's blowing my stuff everywhere. But yeah, this is where I'll end the video today. I'm sorry, Pokemon, my personal talk about Pokemon is always going to be dry because I just got back into it. But other videos will have other very interesting topics. I promise my videos aren't this dry in general. You should go watch yesterday's video, which is my last Clash video, but I was talking about scalpers. But yeah, hope we are all looking forward to a new series. If we're not, I'm sorry. That's getting cut out of the video. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed. I'm probably gonna have fun with my Nuzlocke. I hope you have fun as well. If you have any suggestions for any other games I could play to maybe take breaks in between, not Clash, but yeah, any suggestions are welcome. And I'll see you guys soon. I'm not gonna play this off camera. If so, I'm probably just gonna cut it so that even if something happens, I can immediately cut back in. But yeah, I appreciate you all. Kisses to all of you. Next video is an outdoor video probably. Microphone's gonna be terrible though, so bye.